a new location, just doing a bit of a check on the sound and the picture. Just bear with us. That would be so nice. I'd love that. Yeah. Finney would love that. Imagine that. We've got the lady captain. Oh, that's good. We can talk about that.
Can we?
Golf Genius.
You got the acronym?
Golf Genius. And then there's lovely. Can't get enough of it. Future home.
Golf Genius.
Yeah. And there's a code for it. When you got it.
That one?
Yeah, that's the one. And then the code is.
Still. I've got sign in.
No, I think you can. So we're just getting things set up, and we've caught the first two through. I've only got 2 holes to go. It's been a long day for them, but they were out the traps pretty quick, these guys. It's Will Bow and James Glenn, who you'll be aware had a feature in the scoring earlier on, but I'm not quite sure that that hole actually worked out for them the way they wanted it to do so. I think it's my American friend, isn't it? I think James is a Texan. That's it. So that's Will and James. James, who apparently is studying a PhD. He's finished it. Well, nice to see you. Cheers then, boys. Only 2 holes to go. So we've not quite got the right angle coming in on the camera through the trees. We can just pick some players out. We'll have to tell them that they've got to hit it further off the tee. That's the code there. Golf Genius. I think you can just... I didn't have to sign in yesterday. Just hold on. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe you have to create an account. But if you do, the password is ZZFCN. Easy to remember. FCEN.
We'll check up with
FCEN. You can check on my... Yeah. Well, you can borrow my phone, okay, on my app. But you're only allowed to look at the scores, nothing else on my phone, okay? Have you got that? So, individual, best individual 36. So there you go. You can see that we can go through it. Dan Hayes and Harrison Sewell are 7 under. Coming up next is Philip Ridden and Tom Osborne. So we're on the 16th green, and I'm hearing that there's been a bit of drama. There's been a bit of drama. Philip Ridden, 5 over when we last saw that. But there's been a bit of drama at lunchtime because Gary, the greenkeeper, has been busy relocating holes. I'm hearing that the 14th and this hole, the 16th, were deemed a little bit too testy. So the holes have been moved. Too slippery was the slope. That's the story. Not quite heard it from the horse's mouth, but so half time, obviously someone was shouting very loud. The putting was creating too much havoc. So they moved the holes to the flattest of pancake places. Hope you like the new position. And there we go, just knock it in. Only 2 holes now before you can have a pint. Imagine that feeling. I see a red rose. Oh, you should never tap a ball in backhanded. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. If ever there was a lesson. You do that 100 times and it's going to fly off the putter. You're going to be like, who was it? Tom Whitescoff? Was it? No, Hale Irwin, 1981. Birkdale, or 82. Fluffed it with the blade on a short putt. And what? What? Anyone see that? Right. 1 day comp, 36 holes. Yep. Can I have my phone? Yes. The guys. Got Hayes coming up next. You see, it's subscription-free viewing. Beautiful golf swing, strikes and connections. Great to see at the Mount Murray, Northern Counties 23. Lovely seeing these ball strikes, isn't it? That's how to do it. Not some big sort of blur with a big divot tumbling around. So, by our reckoning, we should have coming up Dan Hayes, who was one of the leading players Cheshire. We saw him get a 2 this morning. Are you on that app yet, Di? You're not on it? I've got to work that out. Maybe you've got to register. Golf Genius. Here's a Golf Genius of the Isle of Man. It's Darrell. What a guy. Absolute ambassador. Grew up on these greens. But playing with him is this hotshot. Dan Hayes, who I think for the day is about 7 under, certainly on the last report. So he's going to notice, hang on, this pin's a less tricky. In the semi. Going up to check it out, that's what you do if you're leading. Because remember, it's not just a team game. There's individual honours up for grabs today, and to scoop the best score for 36 holes when you got the elite of the whole of the north of England would be great for anyone's portfolio. So we saw him get a 2 this morning, this lad. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that's going to be tricky. It's just the bottom bit that we can't see. Rolled on a bit, came out of some thick stuff. Now we've got Darrell. Nice touch deep. Well, we're obscured by the bag, but it kind of felt like it wasn't too far off. So we're just sat on the 17th tee. And we didn't see the ball drop in the hole, but the little fist pump from our Isle of Man golfing ambassador tells you it was an up and down and hopefully a 3. So So there you go. Steady as she comes. Absolute pleasure, isn't it? Here we are, Wednesday afternoon, and we've got elite golfers galore showing us the way. Not quite sure that's going to make it. He's a bit tight. So there you go. That's one of our top players. Now, you may have noticed that he has got a motor caddy rental. And just by coincidence, if you're visiting the Isle of Man on a golfing holiday, you could actually hire one of those fine electric trolleys for a 3 or 4 day period at an incredibly reasonable rate that will be intertwined with your golfing package, where you could be playing the 8 great courses here on this fair golfing isle. How's about that? So, oh dear. I'm glad that these media opportunities aren't abused to plug one's own business. But I tell you what, the other day I was looking out the window and I was thinking, you know what? They need a bit of a clean, these. And I was having a look around. I said, where can I find a really good window cleaner? And there's only one place to go, and that is Grime Watch. Grime Watch. 477-173. If you need your windows cleaning, call Harvey. Harvey, he'll come along and clean up right into every corner. Remarkable, really. Remarkable. So, great service, always on time. And it's funny because when I am able to see out my windows, I can look out into my garden and I just think, what do I need doing? I need some bit of refurbishment here and there. So I might just give Southern Landscapes, Southscapes, that's it. I knew it was something. If you need decking, he's your man. Give Rory a call. Southscapes, that's it. Southscapes. Bit of decking. Love it. So exciting, isn't it? Like gardening now, isn't it? You think back to, say, 20, 30 years ago. Gardens were boring, weren't it? It was roses. Pruning. Do the edges. Now you can introduce a bit of feng shui into every corner. So there we go. Ian Kenwright. So Kenwright is a Lancs lad. He's got a bit of seniority. His manager Gareth called him a racing snake. A racing snake. So that's him. Ian. So not sure if that's going to be his first shot. He's done all right because when he played here in 2015, I think he got the lowest score, a 69 on the second lap. 2015, so he can get his way around this place. And he is playing with Rob Spence, who has, what can I say? I don't think he's had the best of days, but we've all been in that area. Just maybe tried to cut a bit off the corner, but not quite come out hot enough. I must admit, I do quite like it up here. I just hope the batteries last now. Imagine that, we could be taking you to the very end, where the whole thing reaches a climax. And we can't deliver. Oh yeah, he's coming soon. Go on, get close. Get close. That's it. Oh, look at that trickle on. So, just to reiterate what we said before, that a couple of holes have been deemed too taxing, too tricky, too hard. So they move the pins. 16 and 14. If you are watching on YouTube, if you can, just give us a comment in the box, just so we know that we're broadcasting loud and clear. That's the most important thing. Had a few problems with the sound. Oh, we've got someone who's... Oh, it's Chili. Chili is contributing. Love Chili, the PGI lads. You brought so much to the game of golf, you guys. Hope you're all having an entertaining time in the office. Sounds like a great place to work, PGI. Don't ask me what it stands for or what they do, but it sounds brilliant because they're all dead happy, them lot. Come on. Oh, you're bugger, you. Oh. I feel your pain. I think this guy, he's got sleeves. Is that it? Blimey. A bit rad for golf. Certainly on the Isle of Man. Okay, Ken Wright. Just tickles it down. Drops in the hole. Ian Kenwright. Bill Kenwright. There's drama. It's a birdie. Look at them. Lancashire. We're on the telly. You're on the telly now. Absolutely. Here we go, nearly done. Just picks it off the turf beautifully. It's great, isn't it? Seeing this new angle where we can just see the exquisite swings of these delicately poised players. Only 2 holes now before you can have a pint. Brilliant. So I think those are 2 lads who they've not played golf together since 2015, when coincidentally the Northern Counties were here at Mount Murray. So it's a bit of a reunion. So we've got another group coming. Ben Willis and Cameron Thoburn, and my researcher has informed me that Cameron is putting a good score together. Is that right?
Should be. It's been updated since the 11th. He's doing okay there.
All right, so that's Cameron Thoburn and Ben Willis. Ben Willis. Northumberland, okay. And who's the other guy? Durham? I think Cameron, is Cameron a... Ben's a Durham. Oh, we had these before. So yeah, I think these guys know each other across the county line. Now you've got to be careful when you say county lines. It can have all sorts of connotations, but in golf, these are good mates that play a lot together. And around about the same age. I think that was a story earlier on, but anyway, we've got a nice view. Quite a long way in from the Durham lad. So the pin placed at the front now. Here we go. Oh, look at this. That's rather nice. It's going to be a little uphiller. You see, what else would you be doing on a Wednesday afternoon, viewers? You're able to watch this on subscription-free live TV. Just nips it up. Heard the click off the club. Oh, he's just come up. It's just spun up short. And you know what? That is a right tricky little shot there, isn't it? What would you do? I'd be putting it through the rough and getting it to trundle its way towards the hole. But is this guy, what's he going to do? He is going to chip it, you know that. That's what these young lads do. But he'll be right miffed with himself, won't he? So that's the Durham lad, Ben Willis. Oh no, what's he going to do? Oh, he's putting it. Good lad. Right, that's what I like. I'm liking this player a lot now. He's putting from off the green. Looks like he's got a bit of help as well, so maybe a reserve has come along and he's just seeing him home. Get a bit of encouragement. Yeah. come on. Oh, just a little bit shy. Oh, thanks for the comments, by the way. That's really, really helpful. Oh, yeah, okay, Julia, got that one. Oh, that's more like it. Yeah, lovely. So who's that? So the stream is coming through. Oh, it's Mike Wilson, lovely, my mate. So if the sound does drop off, I don't know because I don't watch this stuff. Just give us a nudge, will you? Either on the WhatsApp or the comments box. So it's a birdie putt. Oh, he's just shy. Oh, he's going to kick himself for that one. So there is a bit of turn on this side. It's great to have Marcus Avery given us the guide to golf at Mount Murray before. Absolute stalwart, really. Informed. All his comments were measured. It was good. Really enjoyed that. So that's a pair of fours. Different variants though, of course. But 4 together on the card, that's good. Blimey, we've got, is it like Crocodile Dundee arriving here? Who's that? What kind of hat is that? I don't know. No, it's not. Is it? Got any ideas? So that's Northumbria and Durham. Oh, we got a new one. Oh, blimey. There's all kinds of stuff occurring on the leaderboard. Lucas Martin. Another Yorkshire Star. How much? Rising up the leaderboard. So you can check the scores out on the Golf Genius app. It's so simple to log on. Because a man stood next to me, he can do it, my researcher. For... Okay, right. Just enjoy this swing. I just love watching the flight of these shots. But that was short. It just came up on it a bit. Another one. So short as well. So the marker here just alongside me tells me that it's 170 yards. So both of them short in the bunker. We know it's an uphill shot. I don't know, it looked kind of like a 7-iron, a 6-iron maybe. But what I did see in the background, we had one ball, I think they went for the green. So we've got an eagle opportunity just behind us, I think. So coming through, that is going to be Charlie Daughtry and John Beasley. Now we know Charlie, he's on Twitter if you follow him. Quite a few of the Yorkshire contingent do a bit of social media, which is great, spreading the message far and wide, and you can spot him. He's one of the Bucket Hat Brigade. Steely Yorkshire. Yorkshire. So, opportunity to see the swing. And just works its way to the front edge. So, are they getting a bit tired maybe? I mean, that's a straightforward wedge into the green. Are they afraid of going a little bit too far? It's better off being short. We've got our lad here, John Beasley. Is my researcher going to tell me where John Beasley's from? I've forgotten. It's on the leaderboard. Oh, well. Oh, no, okay. All right, okay. So where does it say where he's from? Cheshire. Cheshire. Yeah. So the Cheshire, they've opted for this kind of, is it like an aqua blue? Is it? Is that what you'd call it? Is it aqua blue? Would it be? Quite often, you know, these uniforms, uniforms. Are they uniforms? It's not a strip, is it? So, you know, for golfing attire for a team. Oh, hello. That's handy. It's not really a golf strip, is it? It's not a golf uniform. So, if you want to put some comments in the box. A kit? A kit. Come on. Oh, dear. Apologies if you picked that one up on the sound. It was fucking something. I don't know. So we got. This is a birdie putt. We'd love this. We'd love to. Right, come on, knock it in. So it's a golf kit. No, it's not a golf kit. Clobber. Apparel. Yeah, so the Cheshire team, their apparel, I always wonder whether, something like this is going to be influenced by maybe someone who's got like a bad taste in football, like a favourite football team, and they go, I know, let's put the Cheshire team in something that resembles a Man City kit. And imagine if it was that way. That'd be so sad, wouldn't it? But I don't quite understand. Why would Cheshire be aqua blue? Well, we might get the answer sometime. So we've seen a few of the shots end up short in the bunker so far. Don't know how the lads. We can't really get the camera angle up so high. Love it. Look at these games. Look at these boys. Brilliant. Well, I hope we can last the distance for you. Well, the signal from the green was good. The hand was high, which indicated some success. You see, I'll let Charlie hit a shot. Get up. Come on. Yeah, he's up. The hand is high, so they're going to be putting. But great to see the lads play Yorkshire's finest with an Isle of Man Golf Holidays rental trolley. So, £5 a day. What I did like about the Yorkshire chap though there, did you see how he didn't waste a brand new T-peg on the shot? He located a broken T-peg, semi-broken, on the turf there, and in typical Yorkshire style, pure Yorkshire style, economised, was resourceful, and used the broken tee. Absolutely marvellous. I think they're trained up in that, aren't they? Is it God's Country or God's County? God's Country, I think. So anyway, if you can... it's... Sir... There's something... Someone's put in some kind of blue. I can't quite... Something... Surreal... What is it? Some type of blue... Cerulean blue? I don't know. But thank you for for sharing that one with us. Someone who's obviously wise on the spectrum of colour coordination. Can't be Manx, because everyone on the Isle of Man just wears grey and black. It's an old island kitted by Mountain Warehouse. Dreariness in abundance. Unbelievable, isn't it? Except our Isle of Man team, who've got they've got the red shirts on, and then just to confuse you, there is some grey apparel. And I think is it sponsored by? Did I see Atla? Is it Atla? Maybe local business. It's always great to see. My researcher here, just on to the right of me. I'm not going to put him on camera, but great bit of kit with the Rowney Golf Club badge on there. Lovely. Like to see a bit of identity between the clubs, a bit of pride, a bit of passion. Like to see a bit of passion in the golf club, don't we, Di? It's important. I've got in my proximity a future captain of a local golf club who does a lot of good media. I'm going to get I've got the bell going to get rung on that one, but no, it's always good to see clubs doing the media thing, spreading the message far and wide. So what it's all about is sharing the good work. So we don't know where the next group is coming from. We did see earlier on that there was a bit of a gap. So we've got Liam Cowan and Jamie Van, I'm guessing on this name, W-Y-K. Who would he, Jamie Van Wyk or Wyke or something like that? Jamie Van... I had a pickup from the airport the other day and it was a Derek Van Dyke. Mr. D. Van Dyke. That was promising, but it wasn't quite the way I thought it'd turn out. So we've just got a bit of a gap now. In fact, coming up we've got Rory McDonald Bryan, and just stood near me I've got one of the juniors here. He's called Rory. He's been playing over the summer. Handicap has been tumbling down. Appears in the prizes regularly, week in, week out, much to the joy of the members, where the juniors, himself, Jackson Callow, and Rocco. I keep wanting to say Rocco Mediate, but it's not. It's Rocco Spencer. So the juniors that are causing a lot of good things to happen at Mount Murray. And of course, we've been working in partnership with the Golf Foundation for the Sixes events and other competitions, where we've been heading out west to Peel, and a big thank you to Rob Kelly, who has been part of the team there, where the junior organisation is super slick and organised on a Tuesday. They get tons of juniors down there. They've got a great little course set out, and they've got lots of competitions, and this is for all ages. So they're producing a lot of good golfers. So we've got together with Peel, and we've been able to take part in our Sixes events. So the Sixes, it's where the juniors play in a match against another club, but it's without the pressure. It's a two-man scramble or a two-person scramble. So it's not like, the world's looking on them and they've got to put a card in for a medal, where kids end up in tears, which I've seen that in years gone by. And perhaps it doesn't work. But no, Rob and the Peel team, we've got Lewis, the pro up there. Good little setup. And then beyond that, we've got Andy Patterson. He is at King Edward Bay, and there's a little family of young golfers there coming through. So if you are interested in getting into golf, we've got 8 courses on the Isle of Man, 8 great courses, and they're so friendly. The courses are so friendly and proactive in bringing new people into the game. I mean, some of them, I just get overwhelmed with emotion at how friendly and welcoming they are. It really is something else. But it's important, you see, and it's down to you, the Isle of Man golfer, you, the player who puts, a lot of time into your own golf, but sometimes maybe you've just got to put a little bit of time into developing golf, into just bringing new people into the game. So, the clubs that are doing the business, who the people are, who the coaches are, who want to bring the game along and to improve the standard of golf on the island. Because today, what we're seeing is county golf at different levels. And of course, you've got the might of Yorkshire. You've got the likes of Lancashire and the numbers there. But there's still a framework that's bringing people through. Now, I think through the trees, we can see Liam Cowan. We know Liam. Absolute solid character. Played quite a bit of golf with him over the years. Come on, hit a good. And that ball has just made its way to the green. And look at... Oh, hang on. Hello. There you go, fella. Look at that. Good character, Liam. Part of the Manx golf furniture, if you like. I think he's a pretty new dad as well. So, tap in 3. Yes, Liam, we've got it in the can. You'll be able to watch that again. Man, you don't think he'd be that bothered, would he? Bit of a footballer in his time as well, I remember. All-round athlete. So Liam, with, I think he's a Lancs lad, isn't he, this guy? So, should be a straightforward shot. Not bad. Now, I'm going to watch this one with interest. So, Liam is just going to casually stroll down. I don't have to mark this. I can just stand on one leg and just tap it in. 2 holes to go. Here he is, casual as you like. Boom. Yeah, easy 3 all day long. Just going to take the flag out. So it could be a bit slippery from that angle. So not quite sure. Jamie Van WYK. WYK. Imagine having that as a surname. There's a lot of points on a Scrabble board, isn't it, that? So sussing it out, just surveying it, repairs his pitch mark. Always like to see that. So Lancashire player, I think there's a red rose. Travelling down, having a look. Thought about it, didn't it? Disciplined, marks the ball. Lined up. It's always good to have a routine, isn't it? Every time. In she goes. As my researcher, does Jamie, is he on the scores? He was 2 over now, but of course Lancashire are going to be seeking to retain this trophy, and every shot counts when you're at the top end. Come on, get up. Get up. Oh, short again. A few players are being short. Up the left side, and yeah, kind of a bit of a hand up. Might just be on the left edge, but it's up there. So there we go. If you come back with some refreshments, that would be much appreciated. So there we have it. I'm wondering whether we're going to have a bit of a break now. So coming up next is actually Jack Hunter and Harrison Sewell. And Harrison Sewell, he was top of the leaderboard. So not quite sure who we've got here. An official of some description. I wonder whether we could grab them, see what they're up to. Hello. Who are you with? President, would you like to come and share some information with me? That'd be delightful. Excellent. Okay, if you could stand here on this side, that would be marvellous. Well, you're going to be off camera because we'll have the camera on the golfers. So, there we go.
Where are you from?
Oh, I'm the Isle of Man guy.
Oh, really?
So we're just doing a bit of coverage here. So,
Oh, that's
if you'd
very
just
nice.
like to
Yeah,
take that's
sure.
Lawrence Wood. I've got Lawrence Wood. I've got Lawrence Wood alongside me. Lawrence Wood is the president of the Yorkshire Golf Union.
That's correct. That's very nice to be here. Thank you.
And I think you've been to a few northern counties before.
I have indeed, yes. This year, this is the third Northern Counties event I've been to. And I must admit, the Isle of Man have made us extremely welcome. The weather the last couple of days has been beautiful. A little bit chilly today, and hopefully it'll improve tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a biggie as well, isn't it? We've got the seniors down at Castletown, haven't we?
The seniors at Castletown, yes. My Castletown team are there now practicing, and hopefully they'll come with the results tomorrow.
Well, now this is Harrison Sewell, so he was featuring at the top of the leaderboard earlier on, and he is a Northumberland player, I believe, and he's with, let me see, is Jack Hunter. So I'll consult my scoring soon, but I know that even now, you know, his scoring is going to be focused upon young player, and we've got this golf app, so we can perhaps have a look at the scores in a bit and we can talk about those, but we'll just watch these players come into the 16th. Now, do you know that the hole got changed on the 16th because it was a little bit quick?
Well, this morning, a number of my players were finding the pin position extremely difficult because they were putting within an inch or so of the pin, and then it was rolling past and off the green in some instances. And I think, having consulted a number of other officials in other unions, we decided to make a representation to northern counties and suggest that in the interests of golf generally, it would be better to reposition the pin, which they considered, and came to the conclusion that it was only in fairness for golf that the pin should be put in a more conducive position.
And made it a little bit more agreeable for everyone.
Indeed, yes. There's no point in making people look silly because of a wind condition which has dried out the green so much that it's almost impossible to putt on if the pin is in a slope or on the side of a slope.
I think we've all got to agree with that, because sometimes you will have seen it at many courses where a pin placement can be extremely testing.
Indeed, and these are probably the best young players that we would see, certainly in this region, and if they're finding it virtually impossible to putt sensibly, then the average golfer would have very little chance.
I've got the scores up, and Dan Hayes, who we saw go through earlier from Cheshire, has finished 7 under, 3 under this afternoon. We've got Lucas Martin, who's still out on the course, from Yorkshire. So after 6 holes he's 5 under today, but 6 under overall.
Oh, excellent. Well done, Lucas.
Tell me a bit about Lucas. What's the story? Because he's had quite a good run today. Started off 4-3-4. Those are birdies. Par 3. Then he went 3-2.
Well, Lucas is one of our Yorkshire golfers who's come through our Yorkshire coaching programme and has produced some very, very fine golf this year particularly. Oh, what a super
lovely.
putt that was. Well done.
That's Jack Hunter.
Oh dear. Oh dear, that's an unfortunate miss.
That was Harrison. He's just dropped off a bit this afternoon, but I'm just dialing into that Lucas Martin. So this is on the afternoon lap. He had 5 birdies in the first 6 holes, and we haven't heard any scoring since then. But that's pretty remarkable.
That's fantastic golf, isn't it? 5 birdies in the first half a dozen holes. Goodness me.
That's going to be highly useful for the Yorkshire
It is, yes. Yes.
performance.
For the 2 lost balls that we've had this afternoon, yes, that will help enormously.
The 2 lost balls.
Yes, on the first and the third.
Oh, okay, so there's a bit of repair work to be done.
A bit of catching up to be done, yeah.
So good to see. We've got a bit of activity now. We've got a few officials coming up, guiding the team home. So it's just a little bit short left. The majority of the players have been short up this hole. I think they're hitting 7 or 8, and it's not quite enough. All the bother is at the front.
Well, it's an uphill hole, and the green's elevated above the fairway height as well. So obviously they're possibly under clubbing, as you suggest. Yeah.
And it's by one or two.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. There's been
yeah.
some big misses, shall we say? So Yorkshire, it's a it's the biggest union of all, isn't it? I think you've got the.
It is the biggest union in the UK. We have 183 golf clubs within the union, and about 63,000 affiliated members within the union, male members that is, within the union.
Well, I did mention it to David Appleyard. I had a chat with him yesterday,
really?
and
Yeah.
I was lucky enough last year to do a survey of all the golf clubs in the north of England, and that meant phoning up all the golf clubs in Yorkshire and Lancashire and Cheshire. And I can say, hand on heart, that Yorkshire's offering for golf, in their responsiveness, in answering the phone, the manner in which they dealt with phone inquiries, looking at the websites and how up to date things were, and following Yorkshire Golf on a social media front, are just light years ahead.
Well, that's
Light years ahead of all your counterparts.
That's so wonderful to hear and much appreciated.
And you ring a Yorkshire Golf Club up and they're on it. They're
Absolutely
on
excellent.
it.
That's
So
excellent.
all credit to whatever is running through the veins of the Yorkshire golfers. A lot of pride. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of belief. And even today, and yesterday, you've seen the Yorkshire team, and you can spot them a mile off. They just stand out a little. They're good.
Well, that's wonderful to hear. And
Character.
I think that's a hint for me to go and find the rest of the team now. And thanks for the opportunity of talking.
Well, Lawrence, good luck today. I know there's a lot at stake. Let's see how it all ends up
That's right.
and who has the hands on the trophy.
Well, I've got my jacket with me just in case I have to make a speech.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, that was an absolute pleasure. Thank you. So there you have it. That is the El Presidente of the Yorkshire Golf Union, Golf Association. Not quite sure, really. So I hope the technology is okay for you. Might have a bit of a gap now. Oh, he must be important. He's got his own buggy. So, and he's got a bigger bucket hat than the rest of them. Let's see how he negotiates that. Yeah, no need for a 3-point turn. I'll just put my foot down and clear off up this hill. Good to have a little chat now and again. See how these other golf unions, groups, organisations, how they operate. Very organised though. What I like to see. Got some, what can I say, some good people involved. You can imagine that their officers and officials have got a big background in golf, that perhaps they've played in the event. Not that that's really important. It's perhaps they've demonstrated that they've got the ability, they've got the communication skills, and they've not just appeared out of thin air and ended up on the board and anything like that. It's just having people who've put the effort in over the years. Perhaps they've done a bit of coaching, perhaps they've helped out with the juniors, perhaps they've just sent the message far and wide and done the right things, and that'll appear in the fabric of any organisation, really. So it's been good to see. I think Yorkshire just have got that edge. I like the Lancashire setup as well. You can imagine that the elite golfers for both them big counties, they really are involved in something special, and it's from a big catchment area, so the standard of golf is going to be perhaps light years ahead of a small little island like ourselves. So it's mentioned before that The seniors are playing at Langness, so we'll just bring that into view. That's Kesseltown. Right down there, we can just make out the old Golf Links Hotel, just in the distance there. So the course will be in pristine condition. And there'll be a big friendly welcome from the members down there, no doubt. All the hospitality will be laid on. Very generous it'll be, I'm sure. So, if you are interested in playing Castletown, coming over for a break, big course, lots of history. Is it 1892, is it? Bit of Tom Morris thrown in there as well. Set out on a peninsula, surrounded by the sea on 3 sides. Amongst the top echelons of Great Britain golf, appears in a top 100 list. It's quite something. But it doesn't sit alone on our island, where we've got 8 golf courses. All in good nick, all got something different about them. Could be that they've got that special par 3 that you remember. I mean, you think about when you're playing Port St Mary and you've got that view over the harbour, and it's almost like you could land your ball in a fishing boat. Out at Peel, dogleg round the right on the 11th. Celebrating getting a par on the impossible, what is it, the 14th? What a stinker of a hole that is. Or when you go up to Ramsey. What's your favourite hole at Ramsey? What's the one that sticks in your mind when you play that? What is your best par? I think it's when you're around 11, 12 and 13. But 12 especially, when you're off that back tee. Sometimes you've got to give it all. And getting a par 3 is an absolute blessing. But finishing with 2 par 3s, 17, 18, just asks a little bit much, doesn't it? 17, knocking it on with about a 7 iron, 6 iron maybe, landing it on the green, and that green never quite gives you what you want, does it? 18 it does. 18, you can sink some putts on there. Not a huge amount of movement there. When you're in town, staying in Douglas, nip up to King Edward Bay. Again, some really memorable holes. And I tell you what, I love the condition that it's in at the moment. Brian, absolute legend. He could work wonders with anything green and that grows out the ground. But I'm a big fan of one of the bunkers there on the closing holes. Is it 16? I think that little bunker that they created, a little riveted bunker, fantastic. Real looker. And then, if you do like playing Augusta, and you're a big fan of Dr. Alistair Mackenzie, well, you don't have to go to Augusta. You can play down in Douglas. Again, you know, when you drive past there, going down to Quegg, keep your eye on the speed limit, because there's always a bit of a radar trap going on around there. So it's about 30 mile an hour just before you go under the railway bridge. You just look to your left. Most fantastic view, isn't it? Great hole, beautifully shaped. And when you're playing the hole itself and you're hitting your shot into that green, just admire the design. You know, the bunkers, and then in the background you got those beautiful hydrangeas and that lovely bit of stone wall, and it's quite something. It's a hole that everyone loves to play. Really, really good. But of course, my favourite course on the Alaman isn't open anymore. That's course number 9. That's the one at Glen Trewin. So if you look on the YouTube channel that I've got, I did a little bit of a thing about Glentruen not too long ago, where I just had a wander around, took the camera, and it just reminded me of what an absolute treasure, where if you did have someone who was investing a serious amount of cash on golf, on a tourism venue, but a serious amount of money, you know, you're talking millions and millions, you wouldn't have the best course on the island. You'd have one of the best courses in Great Britain, because that is the natural terrain for a links golf course. That is pure links golf course. So that is where it's set in the geology of the likes of, say, Formby, the courses of Southport, Birkdale, Lytham. Then on the other side, up in Northern Ireland, Portrush. If you look on a map of Great Britain, and of course the Isle of Man is in the centre, that top corner would fit nicely into the jigsaw of great golf course venues. And we really are, you know, kicking ourselves, because we had it, didn't we? A few years ago we had it, that there was plans for it to all go ahead, and for some reason it didn't happen, and all the great work that those two farmers, what were they called, Radcliffe, was it? The farmers, and they started it as a bit of a hobby. They created the most amazing playground of golf, and they had the greenkeeper from Rowney, Tommy Kay. He ended up working up there, bless him. He's a top bloke, was Tom Kay. Loved what he was doing, and I think he died on the golf course. And he was such a charismatic character. Loved his golf, and really, you know, did wonders up there. And I think anyone that played that course at Glentruen at Bride, you'll see it just on the top road there. There's a TV, there's a telecommunications mast, and I think that generated quite a bit of revenue for them to invest in the course. And they had a bit of a gravel pit that gave high quality stone for sale, for building and the like, and the money was put back into the course, and really it took you on a journey. I remember, you know, the first hole, it was a little bit like a Parkland course, and then you just go off that green that was really detailed. It was interesting. It was a bit like the 11th at Peel Green, and then you'd just wander up onto the tee, the second tee, and you'd have the most amazing view just open up in front of you, and that really was something to behold. You had a shot off the tee where you had the water on the left hand side. It was that perfect angled dogleg to the right, and what was special about that area, and as you went into the pure links terrain, was that you had the natural bunkers. So these weren't bunkers that were, you know, created by a bulldozer or you know, someone with a shovel and a bag of sand. This is where the natural fall in the ground would allow these bunkers to just be created just in the, it was almost like a half pipe in the fairway. That's what the shape of the fairways were, and on the sides you just have these natural bunkers. And I think when you look at the history of golf at St Andrews, bunkers weren't, you know, created or built in, they were just formed as part of the landscape. And then you just went on this incredible journey through the dunes of Bride there in the north of the island, and it really was something special. So maybe one day you'll get someone who's got a bit of cash. Maybe some of these, what can I say, gaming billionaires who are locating on the island, and perhaps they want to put something back into leisure, something that they're interested in, a hobby. maybe just check that out as an opportunity, because you get these obscure places in Ireland and Scotland where you get someone who puts a lot of money into creating, developing, making some of these special golf courses that are out of the way and something to behold, because although there's some big money that needs to go in, you can get some big money out of it. We've got a lot of tourists now who have got big interest in golf and playing these special courses that are out the way. They don't have to have the heritage or the pedigree that they've hosted a major championship. Just something that's a little bit quirky, something that is a little bit different, that has got some interesting module of a whole, something that gives that a little bit different in a challenge. The likes of, say, up at Bride, you've got the lighthouse in the background, which I think is an attraction for any golf course. You've got the sea traffic just going through that channel between the Isle of Man and Scotland, that just visually gives a bit of stimulation. And then you've got the wildlife, you've got the nature. It's a nature reserve up there as well, and of course, as we know, golf courses do a lot for preserving nature. So it is great potential, and we did have a fully operating golf course up there. It's not too long ago, but I think it was another absolute gem from our planning system. This is where, on the island, that you think what is common sense, what should go ahead to any person in the street, should happen, should be allowed, should be granted, should be for the benefit of the community. And then, hey ho, someone says no. And, you know, we can see that back down at Langness, where we've got this eyesore, carbuncle. We've got this shell of a hotel that's just sat there, looking very sad indeed. And the rest of us are scratching our head and wondering, how on earth is this allowed to happen? And really, it could be sorted very simply. We've got 24 MHKs that could quite easily, with a pencil stroke of legislation, I think it's even an amendment that they could make to the current legislation, could be put through. Very simple. There'd be legislation to control any such building monstrosity, because it can't stand up in court, can it? Because how can anyone justify being the owner of a property that is such a grade A hole and allow it to remain like that in an area of special scientific interest? A beauty spot in what is our biosphere nation, something which we applaud ourselves, we pat ourselves on the back about how green we are, how caring we are about the environment, and all that. We've heard it all week in, week out, and yet, hang on, we could just create a bit of legislation that says, actually, that building is no more, and a bit of legislation to say, oh, the owner of that building, you're going to get fined now for allowing it to be in that condition, and just take them to the cleaners until it's sorted out. But it seems that the powers that be aren't brave enough or bold enough to do that, and hence we are stuck with the lily-livered approach to building regulations. Is it brown envelopes? Is it backhanders? Is it what the public want? I don't think so. Right, back to the golf. Bit of a gap on this one. Got about 10 minutes where it was like James O'Brien's radio show. Went off on one a bit there, but I hope you don't mind. If you got any comments about that, please put them in the box. If you agree, should we be a bit stronger with our legislative decisions? But Dancocks. Absolutely earning a million experience points. Now, come on, grip, yeah, just spun nicely and stopped. He'll be pleased with that. That's fine, Freddie. You're okay, mate. You're coming to the end of a long day. Millions and millions of experience points for this lad. Absolutely fantastic for him. It's going to build him as a golfer. Might have a career in golf in the future, you never know. But it's fantastic that the building blocks in life's golfing journey will be even stronger with this in the back pocket. So what we got here? He's going to be playing with George Ash. So bucket hat equals Yorkshire. Well, we can't see the hole, but it wasn't far off. A nice tightless bite in a way. Just went off for a coffee fit there. Freddie went for it, just rolled it a few feet past. Nicely done, Freddie. Went for the putt. That was good for the birdie.